Okay, fellas.
Okay, so for the past couple days, I've been trying to make this cactus that I seen on YouTube that another person made out of pool noodles. It's been really hard. I've been to Walmart about 6 different times, but I finally got the results, and let's get straight to it. Okay, so first I'm looking at the website, looking at all of the step-by-steps and making sure I have all of the materials. I probably only had about 2 of these materials already at my house. So I had to go to the store literally multiple times to buy everything. So I would suggest looking at the materials list first. I'll link the website down below so you can look at the actual website that I was looking at, but I'm also going to show you the way that I did it. This project can get super messy, so if you have any leftover newspaper somewhere, I would just lay that out on the floor because we don't want no accidents. And it's better this way because you might just find some coupons. Then you want to make sure you got a good playlist going because this project is going to be pretty lengthy. So basically you're going to use the dowel for support. I only used one and then I just broke it in half, but you can pretty much use anything that will fit inside of a pool noodle and stand straight up. So any type of stick or something that you might find outside, that could work too. So now you're going to use your tape to hold the sticks in place. We're going to fill up the bottom of the pot with foam sealant. So you want to make sure that your sticks are basically evened out enough so that when you place the pool noodles over them, that they'll be, you know, spaced out like a regular cactus. Okay, so this is where I got mad because the materials list only said get 1, but I would suggest get 2 cans of foam sealant because I ran out right here and had to go back to the store. Okay, so unless you want both of your cacti to be the same size, you might want to just cut one of them so one could be shorter than the other. So you can leave the foam sealant where it's at, or you can add a little bit more. I wanted to add a little bit more. Don't mind that pink part because I just wanted to test the color out. Here is where I tried to try something different. I didn't want to use the foam sealant at the top of the pool noodle, so I tried to use foil and other random materials around the house to try to form the top half of my cactus. I really wanted to give it a shape so it could be perfect, but I don't suggest nobody do this. So I could have just cut this whole part out, but maybe it might work for you, but it didn't work for me. So then I ended up just taking off the whole thing. Okay, so now basically you just take the foam sealant and just fill up the top part. It doesn't matter how it looks, it's gonna dry up anyway, and you can just use the knife to shape it how you want it to shape. Okay, so I did all that talking about buying more foam sealant. Granted, I did need some, but I didn't need to put that much, so I had to kind of cut some out. Okay, so to make this look a little more realistic, you kind of want to cut out basically like a cake, some triangle shaped pieces out of the pool noodle. I tried to outline it with the marker at first, but it's kind of hard to follow that line, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so now you're going to mix the plaster and water in a small mixing bowl, or you can use a big one, but I only had a small one. And you're just going to mix that up. The velocity is going to be kind of thick, so add more water as needed. You're going to use this to cover up the entire cactus. Once you cover up the whole thing, we'll come back later and give it a second coat, but just cover up all the green that you see. And I was kind of mad because this stuff messed up my paintbrush, so if you got something else to use, that'll work too. Over here we have our 2 big blobs of foam sealant. You don't have to do this part, but if you do want your cactus to have arms, you can do this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to cut it anyways. After you've covered the whole cactus in plaster and let it sit out and dry overnight, now you're going to paint it that green color I was talking about earlier. Any shade of green. I really like this dark forest green. It was the same color that the girl used in the video that I got this idea from. And now that that's all completed and it's fully green and dry, we're going to bring it inside, or you can keep it outside, but it was raining in Dallas and I didn't have time for all that. So basically you're just going to use the lighter green just to give it some definition, just so it doesn't look all bland. Like I said, you can skip this part, but if you want it to look cool, I would just use the little highlights. But then it kind of ended up drying up the same color as the dark green, so maybe I should have went with the lighter color, but that's up to you. And would you look at that? Marvelous work. Marvelous work. It's like, no. But no, for real, I'm pretty much done at this point. You just paint the soil black, add a little bit of brown to make it a little more realistic, and you're pretty much done. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and I will see you guys again in the next video.